Hi there, this is Paul Bars. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining with me at this week's video update. I want to talk to you today about something which is really passionate and close to my heart, and something which, if you'll take hold of it and run with it, is going to dramatically change your ability to do business online. Not just business, but matter of fact, your ability to do anything in your life, be it personal, physical, changes in relationships, emotional, financial, whatever. And what am I talking about? Let me ask you this, especially when it comes to online stuff. Have you noticed just how much information there is out there? I mean, how much stuff there is to learn and gather and comprehend? I guess, really, though, that does apply to everything in life, doesn't it? I mean, look at the intricacies of relationships or parenting or managing family finances or investing or whatever. Really, with the advent of the internet in today's age, the amount of information that we now have to process in order just to comprehend something, it's staggering, isn't it? So I'm going to give you a tip today, something which will help you boost your and increase your learning ability literally tenfold overnight if you will just take this one idea. It made a huge change for me when I first got involved. First up, though, I need to explain to you and ask you a question. Have you heard of what's called the traditional 4 stages of learning? Very simply, here's what they are. The first one is called unconscious incompetence. Stage 1, unconscious incompetence. It means you don't know that, well, you don't know, okay? Here's a good example. Let's take a young teenager. They've been watching people, on the movies driving around and doing all this stunts and all this special driving and these types of things. They have their PlayStation and they have the Wii or the Nintendo, and they think, well, I can do those things because I do them on my game, no problem. They don't know that they don't know about how to drive safely and all of these types of things. They only think they do, but they've really got no clue. Would you agree with me on that? Maybe in the business line we think, well, hey, so many people are making money online. I bet I can do that. Yay, go for it. You don't know that you don't know how much there is involved. True? Well, at some point you move to the second stage of learning. The second stage is called conscious incompetence. It's where you know that you don't know. You realize it, okay? I guarantee you take a young teenager, you put them behind the wheel of a car and you say, righto, let's watch you do that stunt. All of a sudden they're going to realize they've got no clue. They don't understand how to do these things. Same as it is for us in business. We get involved, we get started, we read a few things, go, yeah, I can do this, and then we get going and we go, oh my goodness, I've got no clue. I don't know how to do this. You become consciously aware that you are incompetent. But with persistence, with diligence, perhaps with the additional help of good training, we can move through to the third stage of learning. Now, the third stage is where things just get that little bit easier, okay? It's called conscious competence. We are consciously aware that we are competent. We can do it, but it's a manual task. It's like when you were first learning how to drive, and you're driving, you got your hands on the wheel, you're coming up to a corner. We've got to think about it though. We've got to indicate, got to check the mirror, got to look over the shoulder. Manual car, clutch in, gear shift. Okay, we're in America. It's this side. I mean, if I went to the States right now, because I'm used to driving on the left-hand side, gear shift here, I'd have to be consciously confident, this side, this side, this side, and I'd be learning all over again. But it's like that when we're learning how to drive. It's like that also when we're learning about our internet business and how we can grow our business online. We know what to do, but we've still got to think about it. It's still a task. It's still a chore. At some point, we move from there to the fourth and the final stage of learning, which is called unconscious competence. We can do things finally without having to think about it. What do you like when you're driving now, if you've been driving for some time? Do you have to think about everything? Coming off the corner, going to go this, no. It's go, yeah, she'll be right, and off we go. It's easy. You are unconsciously competent. You can drive now without thinking about it. I hope you can anyway. But it's the fourth stage of learning. And when that begins in our business, we get to this point where I'm at right now, and I can talk to you about things without having to have, where's my notes, Paul? Okay, I need to read through this, and yes, I understand this information. No, that's the third stage. Now I can just talk to you from the heart. The kind of things that I'm talking to you about right now, I know about because they've been part of my life for so many years. But the question is, and this is the big question and the whole point of this particular video, this thing that's going to help you move from this point to that point, how do we get from the third stage of learning to the fourth stage, or I like to call the fifth stage, which is mastery, the ability to teach, share, and pass on knowledge. This is where I'd like you to think about going today. If you're not there already, now, it is true, some people will just, bang, there we go. Yeah, I learned something. Hey, I can tell you about this. Not a problem. I'm not one of those. If I want to learn something, I need to really dig in. I need to read. I need to watch videos. I need to listen to information. I need to look at the different ways of learning that apply to me. And it's just a quick sidebar. I'll give you 3 different ways of learning. Some people, we learn by what? We learn by reading. Some people learn by writing, tactile. They like to actually touch things. Some people learn by hearing. Some people learn by seeing. Now, I can't tell you the way that you learn best. You need to discover that for yourself. But once you have, then you have this amazing gift that you can pass on to others. And this is the final key. This is what I want you to look at, think about, consider, and give time over the next 48 hours to actually do. How do you get from being in that third stage where you are consciously competent but still thinking about things to the fourth stage where everything's just on automatic, autopilot, beautiful? You do it by applying the fifth principle, which I call the ability to teach and share mastery. What am I doing to you right now? I'm sharing with you this information. It does something for me. It helps to reinforce in my mind my ability to remember these things. So there's a key in itself. And this is the one I'm talking to you about earlier. If you come across a new topic, say you're learning something new in your business, I don't know, Facebook or Twitter, how to make social networking profitable for you. How do you learn this? There's so much stuff out there. It's just mind-blowing. How do you learn it? Here's what you do. You take your first resource, you read it or you watch it or you listen to it, you do whatever which works best for you, and then you apply the fifth principle and you immediately go and pass that information on. You share it around. What does that do? It means that your brain then has to instantly start reprocessing this information, not just from a I'm going to understand it point of view, but from a oh my goodness, I have to tell someone else about it point of view. And when you do that, the way that your mind, the power of your brain, your creative mind comes into play then and rewires everything and says, I can do this. Yeah, there's an objection that you're going to have straight away. Sometimes you might go, oh, I can't do that, Paul. I can't teach stuff I don't know. Yes, you can, because in the teaching ability that you develop, you will remember it and you will understand it at a far greater level. Oh, but what if I make a mistake? Fantastic. Make a mistake. This is the 10th time I've recorded this silly video. No, it's not the 10th time. But when I was getting started, I would make mistakes. Eventually, I thought, no, bugger this. I'm going to leave the mistakes in. I wanted to show people that it's okay. See, I don't edit these things except to put those little title bars across the bottom to make sure no one pirates my stuff. Mistakes are okay. They're part of the learning process. Give the brain time. But here's the key. I'm going to finish up with this, say it for the third time, and I want you to take this information that I've just given you today, and in the next 48 hours, I want you to apply it. How? By going and teaching it and sharing it with someone else. Write an article on it. Do a podcast about it. Do a video. Grab the cat by the ears and tell him about these 4 stages of learning and that you can only really move to the automatic stage by actually sharing it with people. This is what I want you to do, because that is the key. You can't just learn and keep it to yourself. You have to pass the information on. It's just the law of the mind. It's law of physics, the laws of learning. That's all I've got for you this week. You might have to watch this one again just to really grasp whole. I've given you a whole ton of information. And if it is new to you, watch it back through one more time. Take some notes. Give it consideration. It's worthwhile. If you grasp hold of that 5th thing which I told you, it can literally change your life, your memory, your ability to communicate with others, and of course, communicate in your business. And what? Share information to receive income. You have a great week. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.